First question, Joel here on the left.
Joel Lorenzi with Oklahoma, excuse me. Mark, how'd you sleep?
I'm sorry?
How'd you sleep?
Oh, I didn't hear you. I slept great. I was sleep great the night before the game.
Sure. And then Dub was just saying that today it felt different in the gym. It felt almost weird to know that this is certainly the last game of your season. Did you sense that at all in the gym this morning?
I mean, there's a lot of excitement and anticipation around the game. You can't deny that. But the guys always do a great job of being present with that, but then moving into what we need to do. And that's what we have to focus on. We got to focus on playing the next possession, executing all the things that help you win a basketball game.
Next question, Michael on the front. Microphone's behind you.
Mark, Michael Grange, Rogers Sportsnet, Toronto. A couple of times after some losses, and even after I think one of the wins in this series, various players would say, the offense was sticky, the ball was sticky, your passing numbers aren't, what they were in the regular season. Is that something you're concerned about? Do you address it specifically before such a big game, or just hope that your process will unlock whatever you're hoping to accomplish?
A little bit of both. We always try to address the things that are holding us back. But at the same time, we also have to trust our work and trust our habits and that sort of thing. I mean, the playoffs are inconvenient. It's hard to score. Both teams' offensive ratings and metrics are down from regular season and from previous playoff series. So some of it's just about how you endure that as a team, and can you get back on track, and can you kind of win in the mud or win possessions in the mud at times, because the playoff series get muddy, the possessions get muddy. And so we've got to be able to do that too. I think in a lot of ways the playoffs is more about your floor than it is about your ceiling, because once you get into these series against a great team, that's kind of what you fall to a lot of times. And so, we certainly are going to try to throw our best punch, but we have to be able to play through the imperfections of the game as well.
Next row back, Tim.
Tim Reynolds with the AP. You kind of answered a lot of it, but there hasn't been a team that scored 100 in Game 7 of the final since '88. They've all, when you get to this point, everybody's playing so hard and they're so tired that it's all in the mud. How has this team fared in the mud? And I guess is there some comfort in knowing that it's what to be expected tonight, that it is going to be probably one of those grind out to the end sort of deals?
Yeah, we don't know how the game's going to go, so we just let it play out how it does. But I think one of the strengths of our team this season and the experiences we've had is we've won games a lot of different ways. We've had a lot of wins, and none of them have been the same. They're all different, and we've figured out ways to solve the puzzle of the game on a lot of different nights, and that's given us a lot of confidence. It keeps us present in the competition, and we're going to need that tonight. We're going to need to solve whatever the puzzle is tonight. We don't know what it's going to be. We don't know how the game's going to go. But we are confident that we can play the ball from wherever it lies as the game unfolds.
Fourth row on the left over here.
Mark, you talked before Game 6 about not trying to guess, but you want to be prepared. What's the line like of preparation without trying to predict what kind of adjustments Indiana might make?
A lot of it's continuous. We try to keep all of our tools sharp as we go through the season and as we go through, the playoff run, so that as teams throw different things at us and as they adjust different things, we're able to pivot pretty quickly, and usually we do that pretty well. That wasn't a strength of Game 6 for us, but we do have confidence in our ability to do that, and we have confidence in the menu that we've kind of developed over the course of the season. And we don't know what we're going to need tonight, but hopefully it's sharp, whatever it is.
Any other questions for Coach? Thank you.
All right, thanks.
think Patrick and Beth came up to New York last year. Man, I've never gone. I want to go. It's like I'll go to a practice round. I don't care. I think it was like the junior nationals or something this year. I'm like, I'll go to that. flying back tonight. It's not a bad flight. So. I will take questions for Coach. First question here on the left side, fourth row.
Coach, yesterday you talked about your love pressure, and this team has brought on comeback performances and buzz beaters, of course. How would you describe the team's effort in execution of this season so far in those difficult circumstances?
I just saw a video that's probably going to go viral of some buses, open top buses, presumably for their parade that are already painted with them as champions. So that's all I'm thinking about right now.
Fred here in the front.
Rick, right here to your left.
Yeah.
You guys play with obviously this very particular pace, very fast. You play 10 guys. I'm curious if you guys, with the way that you play on both sides of the ball, with the amount of energy it requires, do you guys put any sort of extra emphasis on conditioning, and how do you make sure that
Yes.
everybody is in the amount? Can you explain what that looks like, how that comes through compared to maybe other spots?
We encourage our guys to be in top shape when they arrive at camp. We do a conditioning test. And we have an active training camp, and we have to train to play this way.
On your right, Tim.
Tim Reynolds, AP. Rick, it's not a normal day, obviously. Are there ways that you can make it seem somewhat normal? I mean, how do you navigate when you want consistency and routine on, here it is, the biggest game of the year, obviously. How do you find that normalcy?
Just a consistent message, really, from day one of training camp to focus on process. Keep our energy directed toward each other. We know it's a difficult environment. We know it's a great team. Be ready to bounce back quickly when things don't go exactly right. But enjoy the privilege of being a part of a game like this.
Rachel, standing on the right.
Rachel Nichols, Fox Sports. Rick, what did you think when you saw that video?
I already talked about it.
For Game 7, what about preparing for Game 7? Is there anything in particular that you've told the team about the stuck in the mud nature and the fact that points historically for the last, I don't know, I think it's been 35 years, have been very hard to come by in these Game 7s?
That hasn't come up.
Ramona, back right.
In the back here. Tyrese said after the last game that you guys had a real honest conversation about sort of how he was going to look out there if he didn't look right, what was going to happen, like if he may not be able to continue, et cetera. Did you have to have that same kind of conversation before this game? And if not, how would you characterize that first conversation before Game 6?
You said before Game 6?
Yeah, you said before the last game you guys had a real talk, like an honest conversation about how he was with his calf and if he didn't look right out there.
Yeah, as I said the other day, I mean, we're going to be watching very closely. There's going to be a lot of eye contact. There's going to be a lot of communication, and we'll do whatever is best, for him and for the team.
Any other questions for Coach? All right, thank you.